Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. Today we're going to do a new mod map tour of Niedersächsisches Land, or something to that effect. Anyhow, this is what you're looking for. Please stay tuned. Alright folks, this is my second time recording this map tour because the first one, the audio was garbage. So hopefully this works out this time better. This is going to come out on Saturday in place of a different video that I was going to have released that day, but I'm not going to have that one come out because also audio issues. So it seems like every other video I record is having audio issues, so I did a test run before I recorded this, so it should be fine. But anyhow, here we are up on a mountain. That's where this you start out on this map. So let's go over and look at, well, first off, let's go over and look at the mod hub real quick. We'll look at the map while we're in the mod hub. So this is where we're at, but in the mod hub, Niedersächsisches Land, welcome to Hanover region. This is here is the old Wassail Karte from the 17th. A lot has happened. The Caliber Mountains have become real mountains, and you can even drive up to the top of the Caliber Mountain in Sehendy. New fruits have been added: onions, roe, mixed cereals, and spelled as well as clover. I don't know why it says spelled as well as clover, carrots, field grass, and alfalfa. And that means it is prepared for Maize Plus. So it should be Maize Plus ready. It also says it is seasons ready and has a snow mask. If you start small, you have a well-equipped yard with enough fields and machines to start with. The map is a replica of an original landscape. Those who come from the region will find their way around easily. There are small, medium, and large fields, as well as meadows. There are machines in the dealer that have been rewritten for harvesting onions. No extra mod is necessary for this. I hope you like this map. Have fun. This is by VanDaar Mods. This is 259.24 megabytes, and this is for PC and Mac players only at this time. I don't know if it'll come to console or not. But so if we're going to the menu here, working our way across, we do have contracts available, good ones, or at least some of them are. There are no animal pens built into the map that I can tell. You start off in new farmer mode with $100,000 and no starting debt. You start off with a boatload of equipment, which we'll go over in a second here. In here we have custom crop textures, and it's all in German from what I can tell. So I'm not gonna be able to read all those off to you, but if we go down to the end here, we have some of the newer crop types that are added. So onions is pretty obvious. These are 3 new different types of grains, which I will refer to them as that because everything's in German. And then we have carrots, field grass down here, and some different stuff for the clover and maize plus type of stuff. If we do go over to the map, see down here, even it has onions in German and all the other stuff. So I can only tell you what some of them are, but that is what you have available on this map for you to use. So we are going to go ahead and dive into it. So in the map here, we have our starting farm here. Well, let's take a look at the land we own. So we own this chunk of land for $210,440. This one for almost $500,000, 44 over here for $225,000. We also own this little chunk of grassland from what I could tell, and this chunk here which has forestry at the end of it. So there's also this chunk of forestry here and this chunk here, which are part of fields 32 and 33. Big chunk of forestry over here and lots of other fields. So we're going to take a look around at some of the stuff on here. There's a couple of big mountains on here. So there you have that. There's several cell points around. We're going to do a flyover of this map because I think it's easier to do. That's what I did when I originally recorded this. So we'll take a look at everything we have and everything like that. So if I hop out of here, if I go into here and put us into flight mode on, we'll turn that on. We'll get us some more speed for now. So this mountain, you can drive up to the top if you want to, as you can see falling down. And I do like this nice feature out here. We do have ships that are kind of traveling in and out, which I like that. They kind of travel back and forth, which is pretty cool. It's just a nice kind of passive feature. So this is the land you start off with over here. There's your main farm there. Here's just a big area for placeable. So if you did want to do animal pens, very easy to do here. Not a problem at all. And then you have this large field here, which has, looks like, what is it? Grass growing in that one section, or maybe, yeah, just one section there. Okay. Anyhow, moving over here. We're going to go ahead and drop down out of this mode. We'll turn that, well, actually we'll leave that on. We'll slow ourselves way down to do this. And we'll turn flight safe off. So you have a farm silo here, as well as farm buildings, various farm buildings that you're pretty used to having, all standard stuff. Before we continue, let's look at the store here and look in the garage and see what we have. So you start off with a John Deere 6250R, which has 300 horsepower. You have the Fendt Vario 724 Vario, which which has 240 horsepower. And then you have this guy right here, which is the John Deere 7270R, just 305 horsepower. So 300, 240, and 305. So lots of horsepower in your tractors there. Also lots of John Deere equipment if that's what you're into. So you also have a John Deere T560 to start off with. And then moving over here, you have two trailers which can be chained together. So about 42,000 liters of capacity between the two of them. Or exactly that, I guess. Then over here we have the Stratman SEK802. We also have a 7.6 meter header for your combine. You have a small plow, you have a decent sized cultivator, and you have an even bigger cultivator. So 6 meter and an 8.31. I mean, I think that's probably a disc harrow. So I think that's a category it is in the store. Then for seeders and planters, you are well set. You have the Horsch Pronto 9DC, which is a direct drill, so you really don't need these. Then you will need them though for this guy right here. This is a planter. This is the Horsch Maestro 12SW. So this guy is also a 9 meter planter. Moving over here, we have a decent sprayer and front tank for it. We also have a lime and fertilizer, solid fertilizer spreader, slurry tank setup, as well as 2 mowers, a windrower, a large or decent sized loading wagon. You have a John Deere front loader attachment, a bale spike. You also have a header trailer, 2 John Deere weights, and a SB1 or SB 1600 weight. You also can sell your grain silo, which is modded because it holds more crops. Then they also have a medium bunker silo for you and 2 easy sheds you can sell, as well as a workshop, a power washer, farm barn, forge or farm storage shelter, and farmhouse, which are all pretty common ones you start off with. So here is your farmhouse. Again, there's a sleep trigger in there. I'm not going to tour the farmhouse because that's the base game one right there. Over here, you have some of your equipment parked in here. The shelter can be sold, so can the farmhouse. You have your trigger over here for a workshop. And you have more stuff over here at these 2 easy sheds, which are stacked back to back. Then you have another building here, which you could sell if you want. Your pressure washer is out here if you want to use it. So you do have that available to you. Yeah, lots of stuff dotted about. Looks like your weights and stuff are sitting there. That stuff's sitting around the back of the farm. And then over back here, you have your sprayer and such like that. So that is your starting farm, basically just kind of in a nutshell there. So if we go into here, we're going to go ahead and take flight once again. We'll do that. Perfect. That should be fast enough for us. So moving down here, if you come out of your farm and take a right heading down here, if we put the map on, we're going to head to our first sell point, which you enter there. It does have this texture right here, which I'm not sure what that is for. This land is not purchasable. You can't purchase this chunk of land, but I'm not sure what that is. If it's a lime, it might be a lime station. I'll show you why, because it looks very similar to what I think is a lime station later on. And again, I can't read German. This is not a bunker silo. It does look like one, but it is not one. But here is our first sell point. This is the Nordzucker. So at the Nordzucker, if we can go back over here, move our way up. Oh, another thing to note too, there is no sell points on here for carrots, field grass, or clover, or any of that stuff. So you can use it. I don't know about carrots, but I know you can use at least maybe not field grass, but you use a lot of this stuff as animal feed. So that can be an option for you still. Okay, moving back over here, we are at the Nordzucker. So the Nordzucker is going to take sugar beets, and it's going to take sugar cane, and that is everything it is going to take. So there you have it. There is the Nordzucker. Moving up this way, so that back to our farm right there. If you head out of the farm, take a left, and then an immediate right, you're into this sell point right here. So here is your second sell point, which is the Bahnhof. So if we go to the Bahnhof is going to take wheat, barley, oats, canola, sunflower, soy, corn, and moving over, it is also going to take cotton. Cotton, and I think that's everything. Oh no, it also takes onions and then 2 of the new cereal crops for you there. So there's that option for you. If we move further up the road here, you do have a fuel station right there. That's worth mentioning. And also if you continue up here and you take a left here, and take a left in this driveway here, it'll bring you to this cell station right here, which if you go over to the map, this is the mule. Probably saying it wrong. I do apologize. So this one is going to take wheat, barley, oats, canola, sunflower, soy, corn, so basic crops. And then it's also going to take 2 of the new cereal crops over here. So these 2 it's going to take. And that is everything for you for that one. So moving back over here, so let's just kind of give you an aerial view of where we're at. We're going to check out that part of the map towards the end. We're going to work our way across this way. So that is the plan right now. So we kind of gone out that way. Where we're at, we started off here, we went down here, took a look at this stuff, went over to take a look at this, then the fuel station here, then we just finished up at the mule. So we're going to look at the shop and these 2 sell points here, and then we're going to work our way across that way. There is a train on the map, but my understanding is you cannot get into it, and it's just mostly for decoration purposes, is my understanding. Because there's no, like, there appears to be no train silos or anything like that along where the tracks run, so yeah, there appears to not be. This one does appear to be like a silo kind of indicator, but it's actually a sell point, at least the best that I can tell is what it is. So anyhow, moving on, we're going to go up this way. So the shop is right here. You have your vehicle repair trigger right here. Big yard, smaller gate, and there are automatic gates at some of these that will open at specific times. I believe it's, I want to say it's at 7 or 8 in the morning they'll open in game. So just be aware of that. If they're not open, they will open. I can't test them all, but I believe they all opened up for me. Over here, you also have, if you want to shop by going up to the store, you can do it from right here. Moving on, so if you take, so this is further up, there's the farm. You just basically heading, take a left out of the farm, then immediate right, follow this road up. You have a little mud pit there. Moving down here, you also can take a right and head into this sell point here, which this is effectively the lumber mill, wood chips and wood there. It's the Holzman on here. So if we go to the Holzman, move across, the only thing it's going to take is wood chips, and at quite the price, I might add as well. That is a very good price for wood chips. So you have that, and it also has a very large yard if you wanted to use it for storage or anything like that. I don't know why you would, but you could. Over here, we have essentially a spinnery sell point. So right here next to the, go over here, next to the Holzman, we have the Frau Wool. So the Frau Wool is going to take wool, and it's going to take cotton, and that is a price for cotton. Good Lord. That's also a good price for wool too, quite honestly. So, and I have it, if you're, in case you're wondering, I have it just in normal economic difficulty. That's how I always run my map tours and such on. But yeah, all right. So if we continue up the countryside here, and so like grass fields as well, I will note, you can fertilize them and do what you want to do. And I believe this is the field you own starting off with. Yes. So this field, you don't own the trees, but you do own this grass field starting off with as well. Moving along here past the roundabout, this is a sell point from what I can tell. It doesn't really show up in the map as one. I know I can't tell you if it's that trigger or these triggers because it looks like there's 3 different triggers here, but this is the AgriLib. The AgriLib is going to take, if we go back to the beginning, it's going to take wheat, barley, oats, canola, sunflower, soy, corn, potatoes. It's also going to take silage, grass, hay, and straw, and that's a decent price for silage, actually. Then moving further along, that is all it's going to take. And then around the back of it, you do have a fuel point right in there, that fuel tank right there. And right here, you do have a nice big placeable area in case you wanted to do something similar to that. So you can buy that section for $156.4. Comes with that field across the way as well as this large placeable area, which is pretty nifty. I like it when maps have that as an available option for you. If we continue up the road, so the farm is still straight back along this road all the way at the end there next to that mountain. We're heading towards the other mountain. Down here, we do have a animal dealer. So there's your animal dealer. Plenty of room to turn around, get big trailers in and out. We have another placeable area here, which is $33,000 to buy. So that's not bad if you really wanted to start something on here. You do have that option. So if we go into the map, we're going to continue along here, take a look at these forestry sections, and then cut over to here, which this is going to be, from what I can tell, it's the lime station. And I'll show you why I think the other one that we saw over here was also lime station. So forestry areas, there are forestry areas available to you. They're not necessarily really big trees, but you again could clear them and then put smaller trees there. And you own this forestry chunk in that field there when you start out. So you do own that. We move over here. This mountain is not super detailed. From what I can tell, there's a collision, so you can't get up over it or on top of it, from what I can tell at least. There's another gate here going into this section here. So this is what I think is a lime station. And this is why I think the other one might be a lime station, because it looks very similar. And this kind of has some of the indications that it's going to be a lime station. So that is what I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. I might end up testing that at the end of the video here. So actually, I probably will just test it. I might as well. Shouldn't take me too long to do that for you guys. So I'll test that to see if that is a lime station. But continuing on, so if we go back into the map, over where we're at here, we actually need to cut a little bit of a left and take a look at the BGA, which is right over here. So massive bunker silo. If you're like me, you'll want to change the texture on that. I would rather have be like a cement ground on that instead of the dirt, but it's totally up to you. So you have a very large bunker silo there for you. You have the digester here as well as the digestate tank here. So digester, digestate tank here. All right, and let's go actually and add ourselves in some money here. We're gonna add just $1 million, it'll be fine. And then what we're going to do with that, we're going to go, not in there, we're going to go into here, and we're going to purchase the BGA. So the BGA can be purchased for $124,960. So we'll buy that. Also behind the BGA, you do have a fuel tank, which, where is it at? Oh, it's right over here. There's your fuel tank. So if you wanted, you have a fuel point there. Let's look in at the store here to see what the BGA is going to have to offer us. I'm going to take your basic BGA stuff. It's going to take silage at $720, which is a really good deal. It's also going to take grass and hay at $360, which is fantastic as well. It's going to take manure and slurry at a decent price. I mean, it's not bad. It's a place to sell manure and slurry. It works, and you get digestate as a byproduct, so it has those available, and that is what it takes. So going back into the map, we're going to fly, take a look at this village section, this setup here, and then we're going to head up to this final sell point on this side of the map. Then we're going to work our way down over to this sell point, and that is going to be the end of the tour. And then I'll go test the lime out, and then we'll talk about some of those crops as far as what you need to plant them and everything like that. I'll say, wow, it's loud. There is a helicopter there. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, let's go into the menu here. Switch to trains should be over here. Let's go ahead and see if we end up switching to, no. That's our combine, right? Yep. So no, there are no trains to switch to. So let me go back and turn that off. Let me go over to the map here. So we were up over here. We're going to just jump to there, and we'll start flying from here. So here is a little village section for you, which I think is really nice. I actually really like the cobblestone road that it has, which I think is really, really well done, really well detailed. So very well detailed, very well done. Over here, this actually looks like a horse pen. So is this for sale here? Can we buy this? We'll buy this. Oh, maybe. Yes, there we go. And do we have any horse pen? I don't see anything. This does look like a nice riding area, but I don't see it having a horse pen built in. As far as I can tell, at least, this doesn't look like a horse pen per se. That's kind of cool, even like a bird's nest on the side of the building there. So that's nifty. But yeah, I mean, you have plenty of room though here to put a horse pen or a horse paddock there. So moving on, we're going to continue up this road. So here's the village we came from. There's a second mountain. That road will kind of head towards your farm if you follow that main center road there. But we're going to keep following it up out here to this sell point that's out here, kind of in the middle of nowhere, out in the far end of the map. And again, the field sizes are fairly large, and for the most part, they're relatively squared. So you probably could have you have less issues hiring workers. You still have some, but less issues. But anyhow, here is a sell point up here, and it has, again, I'm not sure what's going on with it here. So it's got what looks like a buy point and then a sell point. So maybe I'll come out here and take a look at that as well and see if you can't buy anything from it. But this is the Bettman's Landhandel. So if we go into here, Bettman's Landhandel, it's going to take wheat, barley, oats, canola, sunflower, soy, corn, as well as potatoes, cotton. It's also going to take eggs and milk, and that is everything. Oh no, it's also going to take these grains here and onions. So then that is everything. All right, so we're going to now fly down this chunk of the land here, and we're going to come across that large forestry section right ahead of us. So if you did want to do forestry, there's definitely plenty of it available for you if you wanted to do that or go that route. So there you have it. Forestry there, plenty of stuff in there. You could clear it out, do whatever you wanted. Again, plenty of land for that. And you should be able to buy, so like we bought this, you can buy this and have those connected up if you wanted more land. You can't buy the town from what I can tell. You can't buy the town or the mountain or anything like that. But anyhow, we will keep going down here. This section down here is going to have our final sell point. It's also kind of a little village setup as well. And again, you can't buy any of the land inside the village, but right down here, dead center in the village, or somewhat center, we do have another sell point. So this is the back bush. The back bush is going to have, let's see here, going over. It's going to take wheat, barley, and then I believe it's milk and eggs. Yes, milk and eggs. So from what I can tell, it's probably a bakery. But anyhow, that is everything I believe that we've covered. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about the crops for a second, and then I will go test out a couple of those different trigger points. So let's go into, not there. Oh, actually, yeah, that's where we want to go. So for onions, if we go under potato technology, there's an onion harvester there. If we go under sugar beet technology, there is nothing. But if we go into here, Under potato technology, there is for onions and carrots in here, multiple different options. And under beet technology, there's also an onion one in here. So you have several options for that. As far as planting things go, seeders are going to plant the majority of your crops, including carrots, those different crops there. Planters are going to do carrots as well, but they're the ones that you're going to need to do onions. So there's that available for you. And then, not forage harvesters. We want to go into harvesters, which are going to harvest your field grass and your other grain types there. And they're going to use this style header to do it. So there you go. That's just everything you need to know about those crops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and test out a couple of those points, and then I'll bring you guys back in and let you know what I found out. All right, so I've run some tests. So this point here is a buy point. It is a buy point for lime and pig food. This one is lime and pig food. If you pull under here with the trailer, I didn't test any of these with liquids. I just did solids because they kind of all look like solid tanks. But anyhow, there might be a liquid as well you could buy there. But anyhow, so there's that one I tested there. And then if we move over to here, so this is the sell point, I believe. This actually also could be the sell point because there's two checkered boxes here. But this right here is a buy point for a lot of different things. You can buy pig food, you can buy straw, you can buy seed, you can buy total mixed ration or TMR, you can buy grass, solid fertilizer, hay, and silage. So quite a few things can be purchased there, which I'm glad I tested all this stuff out. All right, and then moving up over to this guy, this is a buy point as well. This is a buy point for lime and fertilizer. So not pig food and lime, it's lime and solid fertilizer. Then if we move up over here, this sell point right here, it will do fertilizer and seeds. So there you have it. Those are the different buy points, sell points, everything like that you can have on the map. Anyhow, if I missed anything, feel free to let me know down in the comments, but this is going to be everything from me today. I'm not going to load snow in since the season's mask is supposed to be working on it. But yeah, if you enjoyed, drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on your screen to join the channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future map tours or any other videos that I may do. Anyhow, guys, this has been Farmer Cop. Thank you for coming and watching.